Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Hope you guys are doing well. So further to the previous videos we have published regarding the visa rule changes that came into effect from 22nd July. This video will also focus on those changes specifically related to health and social care work visa. So you might be thinking why I'm doing separate videos regarding the same immigration update. So the reason is that I'm trying to break down the key points related to the changes related to specific visa categories. So as I told you previously, this video is specifically dedicated to discuss about the health and social care work visa. So if you think that this video would help you, you can watch till the end of the video. So as usual, this video will also be based on the information that has been published on the UK government website. So I'll be discussing about the eligibility criteria and the new changes, and also I'll be focusing on the occupation codes that are falling under care work visa category. So if you have not yet subscribed our channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. So let's see this document which is published by the UK government, which is a guidance regarding health and care visa updated on 22nd July 2025. So this guidance is intended to provide information on the health and care visa, and it says the health and care visa is part of the skilled worker visa. So health and care visa, which we discuss separately, is also a part of skilled worker visa, but we are discussing about care visa separately because there are separate requirements and conditions related to care work visa, and that's why the UK government website is also having a separate section for health and social care visa. As the health and care visa currently forms part of skilled worker, anyone wishing to apply for the health and care visa must meet all of the requirements for the relevant route. And also this guidance come into force on 22nd July 2025, which means this guidance is effective now. And then the next section has explained about health and care visa. It is a kind of an introduction to the health and care visa, and it says the government committed to introducing a health and care visa for qualified doctors, nurses and allied health professionals who have been trained to recognize standard and who have good working English. And also it says the scope of the visa was extended to include eligible persons working in the social care sector as well. So there are several benefits that can be gained by the health and care visa holders, which are explained in this document later on as well. And the next section explains the eligibility criteria. So this is a detailed section regarding eligibility criteria, which I'm not going to read each of them, but I'll be focusing on the occupation codes related to health and social care visa. So it says the health and care visa will apply to the following list of standard occupational classification or SOC codes, and you can see there is a list of occupations which are coming under health and care visa. So this list of occupations include several occupations including health services and public health managers and directors, occupational therapist, clinical psychologist, pharmacist and dental practitioners as well. And when you scroll down in this page, you will see that two specific occupation codes, which are 6135 and 6136, which means for care workers and senior care workers. So with this change, which was effective from 22nd July, the UK government completely ended the recruitment from overseas for care workers and senior care workers. However, if you are planning to apply from inside the UK, you will be still eligible to apply for these two occupation codes as well. So for in-country applications, their job can also be in one of the following SOC codes, which means 6135 and 6136. If the applicant is applying to switch from another route, which means like graduate route to care worker visa route, they must have already been working legally in their job with their sponsor for at least the 3 months ending on the date their COS was assigned. So this we already knew. So you have to work for your sponsor for at least 3 months before your course was being assigned to you. So that is the requirement now. If you have worked for your sponsor for 3 months before your course was assigned, you are eligible to apply for the health and social care visa if you are already in the UK. So for applicants applying to extend their permission or change employment and who got their certificate of sponsorship for their first Tier 2 or skilled worker visa before 22nd July 2025 and who have continually held one or more skilled worker visas since then, their job can also be in one of the following SOC codes. So there are 5 SOC codes given here. So if you fall in one of these categories and you got your COS before 22nd July, you will be eligible to extend your visa. That is what is explained here. So however, most of the discussion is about the codes 6135 and 6136, but I wanted to highlight that there are other occupation codes as well, so you can find out the suitable occupation code for you depending on your qualifications. And also I want to highlight that the UK government has stopped overseas recruitments only for occupation codes 6135 and 6136, but you can still try to apply for the other occupation codes which are given in the first list in this page. And then it has explained that in addition to the requirements set out in this guidance, applicants for health and care visa will need to meet all relevant criteria for skilled worker. So these requirements are set out in the immigration rules, and it says a requirement for applicants to work for a UK employer that's been approved by the Home Office. And applicants with COS for occupation codes 6135 and 6136 must work for a Care Quality Commission regulated employer. Where an applicant has already been issued a visa to work for an employer which is not registered with the CQC under the rules in place before 11th March 2024, they can extend their permission with the same employer. So if you got your COS for health and social care work visa before 11th March 2024 and if your employer is not registered with the CQC, you are still eligible to extend your visa with the same employer even though your employer is not registered with the CQC. So that is what they have clearly mentioned. However, if you have received your COS after 11th March 2024, then your employer must be registered with the CQC. Then where an applicant is switching to this route as a care worker or senior care worker, they must have already been working legally in their job for their sponsor for at least 3 months, which we previously discussed as well. Then where an applicant who originally applied before the rules changed moves to another sponsor, the new sponsor will need to meet the CQC requirement. So if you are changing your employer or the sponsor, your new employer must meet the requirements of the CQC. And also there is a requirement to do a job that's on the list of eligible occupations. So you can check the list of eligible occupations to check the eligibility for your occupation code. And also there is a requirement to be paid the minimum salary. How much depends on the type of work the applicant does. And also there is a requirement to be able to speak, read, write and understand English at the required level. These requirements are contained in this guidance and can be found at the Health and Care Work Visa page in the UK government website as well. So when you click on that link, you will be taken to that page which is Health and Care Worker Visa. It has the full content related to Health and Care Work Visa. So it has given you the overview, and in the overview section you can see the eligibility criteria for Health and Social Care Visa. It says to qualify for a Health and Care Worker Visa, you must be a qualified doctor, nurse, health professional or adult social care professional, then work in an eligible health or social care job. So you can check the eligibility of your job by checking the eligible occupation list. Then work for an UK employer that's been approved by the Home Office. Then have a certificate of sponsorship from your employer with information about the role you have been offered in the UK and be paid a minimum salary. So these are the main eligibility criteria that you must fulfill to get your health and social care visa. So all the other information related to this can be found in this page, because this is the full guidance regarding health and care work visa. And also I wanted to highlight about the skill level related to your occupation code. So when you look at the list of occupations eligible for health and social care work visa, you can see that there are a lot of occupations falling under this category. So you can check whether your occupation is falling under high skill or medium skill. So if your occupation is falling under high skill category, in that case you will be able to bring your dependents with you as well. However, if your occupation code falls under medium category, still you will be eligible to apply for the visa. However, you will not be eligible to bring your dependents. So that's the difference between these two. However, the requirements for 6135 and 6136 occupation codes are different. As we know, there won't be any overseas applications for these two occupation codes. However, if you are in the UK, you are still eligible to apply for these two occupation codes, and you will be eligible to enter into the care work visa route if you work for minimum of 3 months with your employer before the COS is assigned to you. So this is the main summary of this video related to the changes for health and social care work visa. So I hope this video was helpful for you, and see you soon with a new video.